Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll meet the husband and wife team behind Bohemian Bull Grapevine. It's a neighborhood restaurant that brags it has the best burgers in town. Their story just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. I'm a big fan of the TV show Cheers. I will sometimes watch the entire run of all 10 seasons back to back to back to back. And there's something about just a place where everybody knows your name, a neighborhood bar, neighborhood restaurant, a cozy feel. A couple who's in the studio right now know that very well. That's why they invested in a wonderful concept called Bohemian Bull. So in studio right now, Dennis Johnson and Sonja Singer. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, I want to make it clear that you guys neither came from the restaurant industry. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So how is it that you end up owning this wonderful franchise? Do you want to start, Sonja?
Sure. I am still an HR consultant, and I'm still working, and Dennis retired from the federal government and was kind of at loose ends and needed something to do. So I said, I don't want to work for anyone ever again. I want to own my own business, and I need to figure out what that looks like. So it took about a year of looking around and deciding what he didn't want to do to locate this franchise, and we liked it for a lot of reasons, and decided that would be his post-retirement gig.
Sure. And Dennis, let's bring you into the conversation because I hear this a lot. I'm going to go into the restaurant industry because I want to get rich. So the margins in restaurants is very thin, isn't it?
Absolutely, and that was not my intent.
Okay.
The intent was to, first of all, she said day drinking is not an occupation. So instead I open a bar. But actually, the idea is to give people jobs. The idea is hopefully to make a little, we can give back to the community, and finally, for us, something to do and a legacy for our children.
Absolutely. I want to pull up the website, and as we scroll down the website, you'll get a feel for, when I call it a neighborhood restaurant, it does have a folksy feel to it. Dennis, staying with you, how would you compare the vibe? I mean, what does it feel like?
I'd like to think of it as a family place. We get lots of families. On the weekends, we're not far from the local baseball fields. We have teams coming in, the parents, the kids. It's a family place. And yet we also have the folks who just want to come in and meet with their friends and hang out maybe at the bar for a while. But they all have one thing in common. They love good burgers, and they come to us for that.
We've got some video that we've put together. Let's roll some of that. And Sonja, let's talk about the burgers, because you're telling me this is really, you put this up against any other restaurant.
Yes, we would. We grind prime beef fresh in the kitchen every day. We make craft burgers with unique ingredients, bacon jam, blue cheese on our black and blue burger. The buns are come from a special bakery. They're sort of a light potato bun, and we ordered them fresh so that they always taste crispy on the outside and tender on the inside. Most of the food is made from scratch. We don't have just burgers, but the things that we do have pretty much all made in-house, including salad dressing. We make that fresh in the kitchen every day.
Wow. Dennis, tell me about, we see some outdoor entertainment. So is this a place where people can come on a Friday afternoon or Friday evening?
Friday evening or Saturday evening, we have live entertainment. We will occasionally have it on other special days. But, it's a place where we like to be outside. The entertainment is right next to the road. We have people stopping by to see what's happening, and it just makes it more of a neighborhood feel.
And you have how many craft beers?
24 craft beers on tap.
Wow, that's amazing.
And they're all but a couple are local craft beers.
Wow. Okay, so tell me, Sonja, your favorite memory since you guys opened.
I would have to say it was the grand opening. The Chamber of Commerce does grand openings with a big splash. They use the big ribbon and the giant scissors, and they came. All the chamber members came. Our friends came. People from the neighborhood came, and it was a big deal. It was fun and festive.
Okay, we're going to put some more delicious food and drinks on the screen as we're talking about it. And I want you also to talk about how important it is that you hire the right team, because you have a great experience with a waiter or waitress, it can make your night, or if you have a bad experience, it can ruin your night. What kind of qualities do you guys look for?
I think we look, number one, for are you friendly? Even if you don't know, you haven't been waitressing or serving very long, are you friendly? Can you greet the customers as they come in? Can you have some banter with them? Those are the kind of things we really look for. Again, to make it, we want that person to feel comfortable, just not only that time, but the next time they come as well.
Wow, look at those cheese fries. Oh, my goodness.
Absolutely.
I should have insisted that you guys bring samples. What was I thinking?
Next time.
Okay, let's talk about catering, because depending on how large the job is, it can be complicated. So you were telling me before the show you had to cater an event for a car dealership with 120 meals?
Right, and they all had to be delivered at a certain time as the dealership needs to have them there. So they had to all be prepared, assembled, boxed. They're individually boxed, and gotten to the dealership before the fries got soggy.
And how long does a burger and fries stay in a box fresh? I mean, what was your clock was ticking?
Within a half hour, you probably don't want someone to judge your food based on that. Wow. So that was how quickly we had it boxed, got it to the dealership, and unloaded it. Sonja and I did the actual catering and made sure that they had the food, and they were very, very pleased with the results.
Outstanding. And I assume you also do holiday parties and other events?
Absolutely, we do. We've worked with the Chamber and the Convention and Visitors Bureau in Grapevine to cater some of their events. In fact, the holiday committees that put together those fabulous Grapevine festivals,
yes.
We've catered some of their events just to make sure that they're eating well so they can plan a good event.
Outstanding. Where are you guys located exactly?
We're on Northwest Highway, just west of Main Street in downtown Grapevine.
Oh, great.
On the north side of Northwest Highway.
Outstanding.
I normally describe it as the place where a restaurant called Bobo China used to be.
Oh, okay.
And anyone who's familiar with Grapevine knows exactly where Bobo China was.
Outstanding. Well, so as you talk about this vibe that you've created, what is the secret to keeping that vibe? Because I know that sometimes something that's part of a franchise can feel almost corporate. You don't want to lose that small town feel.
I'll take that. I have a couple of thoughts. We have a franchise owner who is very flexible, and he's very committed to making sure that the restaurant has the look and feel of the city that it's in. So he gives us a lot of latitude to make decisions when we say, this will feel like Grapevine. This is more Grapevine than South Carolina.
Sure.
And he allows that latitude. And I would say the second thing that we try really hard to do is listen to what our guests have to say. We ask for feedback. We listen to the feedback. We respond to the feedback. Some of it is worth making changes, and some of it is something we need to consider for another time.
Sure. Okay, Sonja, I know you guys have a attention to detail. Why is that so important?
I think it has to do with the guest experience. When people come in for the first time, we want the experience to be so incredible that they can't wait to come back. And that goes all the way from making sure if someone asks for a burger medium rare, that that's what they receive. And they need a fast and friendly server who's listening to them, who's following up, who's doing the things that they're asking for, again, to provide that excellent dining experience.
Okay, so we're about to close out the segment, but I want to end with this thought. So I come to dine with my wife for the first time. And I say, you guys pick. Okay, what do I have for my appetizer, main course, beverage, and dessert.
I tell you what I would have.
Okay.
I would have a That's My Jam burger, which has a bacon jam created in-house, topped off with a fried green tomato. I would probably have the Brussels sprouts as a side, and they're incredibly popular. And I think we do some of the best Brussels sprouts around, so that's very good. For an appetizer, probably the mac and cheese bites. That seems to be the most popular item, and as mac and cheese is always good, no matter where you are. So that's probably where I would start. Now, I personally would also top that off with a cold local craft beer. Of course, that would be your choice, but
And favorite dessert?
The donut hole ice cream is my favorite dessert. About a dozen donut holes topped with ice cream, sprinkles or not sprinkles, your choice once again, and then drizzled with chocolate syrup.
Outstanding. Well, I'm going to give you the final word, Sonja. For the person who's never experienced this, I'm sure you would welcome them to come in.
Definitely. But they're welcome anytime. And again, it's our ambition to provide such an experience that they can't wait to come back.
Outstanding. That's a great way to leave this episode. We're also going to leave you with their website, which is bohemianbull.com/grapevine. Dennis and Sonja, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.